Time for another crushing TBR. Will it kill me? Probably not, unless it falls on me. Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Pete. This is the Ponderings of Pete. Thank you for coming. If this is your first time, hey, how you doing? Down below, there's the like button, there's the subscribe button, per normal, all that normal jazz. There's a bell notification that will give you can click to do the whole all thing. And yeah, let me just say something in the comments, because I'd love to hear from you. If you read any of these books, feel free to be like, hey, I read that book and I liked it, or I hated it. Don't read it. Whatever works. And if you're coming back, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I also would love to hear from you in the comments. And the whole like button, and you're already subscribed probably, all that jazz. What's this one about? This one's about my May TBR, I believe. Yeah, it's already May. Whew, it's gonna... So this month, as I said in the intro, I put a lot on my TBR. A lot of it is because I didn't read that much in April, which is a spoiler for the wrap up, but like, I will be moving some of the stuff up into May, but that's just how it goes sometimes. First up, I'm going to put Infinite Jest and Mr. Mercedes here. Both of these are continuations from April, but I'm filming this on Monday. I hope to make significant inroads into Mr. Mercedes sometime in the next few days. Before Saturday, because Saturday I'm going to have no time. We'll see. And then Infinite Jest just keeps plodding along. We'll see how long this takes. That being said, I am starting another weird book this month, and that is the Books of Jacob, which will be a buddy read on my server. I don't know that much about this, except that it's about a cult leader that actually existed, which is interesting. So, we'll see. I really don't know that much. It has won a Nobel Prize in Literature, which is kind of a first for me. I don't think I've read any of those that I remember, but we'll see how it is. I'm interested in reading it this year. That may take a couple months. We will see. I'll probably do my best to read it pretty quickly. After that, I'm going to look at my Malazan book for the month. I am planning on actually finishing Kelenovid's Reach like this tonight, so I'm definitely planning on doing another one. And I will be starting the Carcanus trilogy, starting with The Forge of Darkness by Stephen Erickson. And there's a few things in this series that I'm just like not excited about. I was never like the biggest fan of the Tisty Andy, but I'm interested in hearing Animator's Rake's backstory and then how the Eater and the Tisty Leosin all tie into it. So it's just a period of history that I think of Malazan history, of that world's history, that will help me appreciate the entire series a lot more going forward. Next up, we have one of the first three, I think, that I'm really considering really thick, besides the Malazan, and that is The Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. First in the Live Ships trilogy. I've heard great things about the Live Ships trilogy, that a lot of people love it, so I am looking forward to it, meeting whoever this dude Kyle is. Screw that guy, Kyle. If your name is Kyle, I don't mean not talking to you. But this is going to be a buddy read. I'm going to be posting stuff on my server, but also on Greg's server, Gregory the Perch's server. That's where the main buddy read is, and that's where a lot of us will be talking. But there'll be conversations all about on a bunch of different Discords, just because like a lot of people love Hobb, so a lot of people have Hobb channels in their Discords. I'm looking forward to this, but this is a big, thick chunker, so I'm going to try to speed through this one as well as the next one, which is Wall of Storms by Ken Liu. If you watched the last review I put out, I really, really love Grace of Kings, and I'm really excited to continue Wall of Storms. And my copy is thicker than Grace of Kings, so that's going to be interesting. I'm excited to get to this just because, like, Grace of Kings ended in such a satisfying way. I don't know where he's really going to go. I have a review for that, like I mentioned, but I also did a live show with a few other booktubers. They were really awesome. I really enjoyed talking with them, so check that out as well. It's going to be a link upstairs. Yeah, it's Wall of Storms, second book in the Danelian Dynasty. Continues up from where the Grace of Kings left off, which if I told you would be a super spoiler. So check it out. Really, really, really good Silk Punk series. And the third big chonker that I'm going to try to get through this month is Shadows of the Apt, Book 8, The Air War. So this book is exactly what it sounds like. It's about a war, and they're using air power, and it's fantasy. And I'm excited, because there were, like, mutterings in the last book about revolutionize, like just changing the way we think about air power. And I was so excited because I grew up on the history of air power a little bit. So I know a little bit about it, and I'm excited to see where Tchaikovsky takes this. So, yay! It's exciting. There was a person that like finished Heirs of the Blade, the last book, and then just went immediately into Air War because he had to. And I understand why he did that, but like, I stick to my schedule way too much. But I'm excited for this one because just the ending of the last one. The next one is a book that was frustrating me last month because I didn't get it until like today, aka the 26th. And that is Tyrants Law by Daniel Abraham, book 3 in the Dagger and Coin series. I've really enjoyed what I've been reading so far with this. I was going to read Tyrants Law last month, but of course I think I ran out of time, but also like I didn't realize the book wasn't on its way until like halfway through the month. I was like, where's this book? And it wasn't here. And they're like, oh yeah, we don't have that book. And we forgot to tell you, but we refunded you. And I was like, ugh. So I reordered it and got it today. It's nice and shiny and new and ready to be read. And we have a new buddy read for the Library of Alexandria starting this month, and that is the 1,000 Names, which is the first book in the Shadow Campaign series, which is a flintlock fantasy series, very war focused. There's soft magic, and I know there's a Alan raves about a brilliant tactician character. So this is going to be a buddy read on the Library of Alexandria Discord, so check that out if you want to join us there. I'm super excited to read some more flintlock fantasy, especially after just the mildly disappointing outcome of Powder Mage, even though I am going to be continuing Powder Mage later on. So if you want to read that, let us know. If you have read it, let me know what you thought about that specifically. Another continuation from last month that I just didn't get to, I don't think I'll be able to get to it in the next 4 days, is 9 Fox Gambit by Yoon Ha Lee. I am still really excited about this one. It's just, it didn't get there. I was trying to get my chunkers out of the way, and this one wasn't a chunker, and by the time I got to where I am now, I'm just like, I need to prioritize this book, and this book. But I am going to read it next month. I do so swear. I'm going to try to lock myself in a room with a bunch of books next month, so we'll see how this goes. And we have one that was pestered to me about last month and then became a buddy read on a server. That is Kindred. I believe this is going to be a buddy read on Overly Average Ben's Discord. I think this is the one that was chosen. I could be wrong. I don't know if it's actually been chosen yet or not, but I'm reading it and I think it's going to be a buddy read. I know very little about this. I think it has something to do about the morality of time travel. I believe it's about a black woman that goes back in time to before the Civil War, which leads to some complications. But I've heard a lot, like Octavia Butler is a specific writer that I've been wanting to read for a little bit because I know she explores some very interesting themes. And after my friend Anitha was raving about Kindred, I was like, I really need to read this. And I actually just picked it up. So I threw it on this TBR. And then it also happens that it was one of the choices for the buddy read on Overly Average Ben's Discord. So it's just like, yeah, I'm definitely going to read it this month. So next up, we have a short one that, I started continuing last month and I got it's super fun, guys. And that is Voyage of the Basilisk, Lady Trent, number 3, Memoirs of Lady Trent by Mary Brennan. It kind of feels like a historical fiction to a certain extent, but it's about an anthropologist or naturalist. Naturalist? I don't know the difference. Who's trying to study dragons, and it's so cool. And just her adventures and the geopolitical sphere that she's in and how she affects that and everything around her, and the friendships are beautiful and it's great. So read this, guys. I'm going to try to put out a review for the first 2 soon. Probably do individual reviews just because I feel like I want to get those out there and let people know that they're really good and kind of like push them a little bit more. And then the final one, if I can get the one I was reading last month done, is Tales of the Bounty Hunters. And this is my Star Wars book for the month. Really excited for this one because we finally get more Boba Fett. We had some Boba Fett in Tales from the New Republic, and this one definitely has some Boba Fett. And then it leads into the Bounty Hunter Wars, which is what I'm reading next. So yeah, it's more campy Star Wars books, short stories, which I've so far been really enjoying. They're nice to situate in specific places. So yeah. So that's what I'm reading. This was kind of like a really quick TBR, really quick because I didn't really talk. I feel like I didn't really talk that much about the books, but It's overwhelming. I'm going to try to read a lot. We'll see. You're probably going to fail, but it's fine. It's supposed to be an overwhelming TBR, right? If it's not overwhelming, what am I doing? Yay! Thank you for coming. Get some rest because you really need it. I mean, not you specifically, but yes, you specifically. If you need rest, and I'm talking to you, Get some rest. It's important. Have a great night.